welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be doing the Do I Have That Book challenge. So there are two parts to this challenge, so I'll film the second part of it later, which is Do I Have That Other Book tag. So as you can tell, we're filming in a little bit of a different location. The majority of my books are actually located in this area, as you can see behind me, and also my partner's books, so we don't have them in the main area, which is, yeah. I thought, doing this tag, like in the actual area where my books were, was a little bit more fitting and to have a little bit more of a bookish background. I know people usually film this, not film, usually time it, but I thought I would not, and just show you getting the books and then going through the pile. I did have to do some research into the tags beforehand, so there will be a little disclaimer on that, just because I have so many books in so many different locations that it made a lot more sense for me to research a little bit as to each book, just to make sure that I was getting had all the books in the one area, because I know some are down here, some are upstairs, some are all over the place, so made more sense to do it that way. Let's get into the tag. Okay, so let's get started with the questions. Do you have a book with deckled edges? Yes, I do. And that is the series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. Next, do you have a book with 3 or more people in the cover? Men, Women and Children by Chad Kultgen. Next, do you have a book based on another fictional story? You could pretty much say like all the Twisted Tales. I would say As Old as Time, because I've read it, so by Liz Braswell. Next question is, do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? Oh god, this is a hard one, because they're either long or short in my thing. Yay, box sets. Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. Yeah, it's 10 letters long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next is, do you have a book that with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? I actually thought about this one because I've watched like a couple of people do it, and I'm like, okay, what book would that be? Because I don't have a lot of books like that. If it counts, I think Wundersmith, because it starts with W, but it also finishes with W. So, Wundersmith, The Calling of Morrigan, yeah, by Jessica Townsend. And next is, do I have a mass market paperback? I was a bit confused about this one, so I did Google it, and then I realised I do have one. And that is somewhere. Classics. I've got 2 actually. But The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? I had to also research this because I don't know, and it turns out I'm pretty sure that George Orwell is a pen name. So yeah, 1984. Do you have a book with the character's name in the title? Well, I could use Morgan, but I want to pick a new book. Yeah, okay, this one. Got this one, Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail, Honeyman. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? I don't really have that many books with maps in it, so I kind of had to search up to see if I did, and it turns out Game of Thrones does, and then I looked at it and it does. So you got literally 2 maps, but it's also got more maps, so anyway, that was by George Mann. Next is, do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? That I can think of one straight away, which is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. Do you have a book written by someone who is originally famous for something else? Yes, I do, and a Sucky love story by Brittani Louise Taylor. She's a YouTuber, so yeah. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? And I don't know anything, so don't know what would have it. Don't know what would have it on the. I have no clue. Clocks. I wonder if like Clockwork Angel would have one because it's got Clockwork. Yeah, probably does. Oh yeah, it does. So Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. Do I have a poetry book? And no, I do not. I don't read poetry. So sorry. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? So I've had this prompt before, like doing some reading prompts like in earlier years. And I realised I don't have any books and my partner doesn't have any books with my initials. But I have a cheeky way of getting out of this one. Does my own book count? I sure hope it does. There we go. Okay, do I have a book of short stories? And I do. Unfortunately, the only one I have is I Hate Myselfie by Shane Dawson. I would assume that So Much I Want to Tell You does have short stories, but I'm not too sure because it says the letters. So I don't know about that one, but I know this one definitely is, so. Next is, do I have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? Do you have to make it more complicated? I don't know how many, that's 420, so that's a different count. That's too big. That's too big too. Nope. This is so difficult. It's very nice. Small. Too small too. Maybe this one. Chunky. Yeah, it's all too big. Yeah. Why does it have to be so specific? I can't find the book. I just found one. Dan Brown, Digital Fortress. Sorry, I'm confused now. Okay. Do I have a book that was turned into a movie? Yes, that's pretty much my whole collection, if you cannot tell. But might as well get a favourite out, which is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And okay, 2 more questions. Do I have a graphic novel? I'm starting to get into them, so yes I do. And The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegleman. And one more question. Do I have a book written by 2 or more authors? I have a couple, but I might pick the one that I'm actually most excited to read out of them. I was gonna get Illuminae, but Obsidio was just easier to get to. So, and that's by Amie Kaufman and J. Kristoff. Okay, so I'm just going to work my way randomly through the list because I don't want to top the list down and then I can put the books back as they go. So I'm going to start with the graphic novel I chose, and that is The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegleman. So I heard that this one's really good, and it was the first graphic novel I bought because I thought, well, you know, if I'm going to get a graphic novel, I'd rather start with something that's really good. And I haven't read it yet because I'm kind of scared to now because I know it's dark, and it's like, well, why did I just buy it if I knew that it was going to be dark? I don't know, okay? Don't ask me questions like that. I don't know, okay? Okay, next book was my little bit of a scapegoat. So it is choose a book with your own initials. So I put my book in there because I know I don't have any authors with the same initials as me. I know Emily Henry does, but I don't have her books, so I can't exactly say yes or no to that, and I don't think I'd ever get it anyway unless it was like secondhand. So yeah. Anyway, so I picked my own, which it's not really like a published work or anything, so don't get your hopes up. I mean, yeah. It's pretty much just my master's dissertation, so, and I've put it in a hardcover book so I could cherish it forever. And it's one of my favourite books and my most expensive book, so kind of, yeah, I feel like it deserves to be on the list. Next, so this one is my partner's book. So this is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and that was for the one with Do You Have a Clock on the title, on the cover page, and obviously it's got a there. Have not read any of the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices, Clockwork series. I don't know what the whole spiel is with that, but I have not read a single book in that series yet. I am looking forward to reading it and picking it up one day, but at the moment I just haven't been interested in reading about it. I don't really know what it's about, and I don't know, just doesn't really interest me for some weird reason, even though I don't know what it's all about. Next is Sucky Love Story by Brittani and Louise Taylor. I picked this one for a book that was written by someone who was initially famous for something else, and as you may know, Brittani Louise Taylor is a YouTuber. She wrote this book after she got into a really bad relationship, and she's also got a second book now, which is a fictional book, which I kind of want to read, but at the same time I kind of listened to that first chapter that she put up on her YouTube channel, and I got bored halfway through, so I don't know if it's going to be for my thing, but it is mystery, and I haven't had a good mystery yet, so we'll see. But yeah, pick that one. The Fallen Out Stars by John Green. This was adapted into a movie, that's why I picked it. It's beautiful, I love it. I need to reread it because I haven't read it since C12, and I'm like, I keep saying it's my favourite book, but like I haven't read it since 2014, so is it still my favourite book? Who knows. Yes, I have cards as decorations because they mean a lot to me, and they're from people that I love. Don't judge me. Next I've got Dan Brown for Digital Fortress. This has between 500 and 510 pages, and it literally cusps on the 510 page, unless you would count that, which I wouldn't. So yeah, but I was happy about that. I've not read it. My partner gave it to me because he accidentally bought it at a second-hand book sale, so I ended up with it, and never been interested in reading it, so I don't know why I still have it, but anyway, we'll move on. I don't really want to go into details because of the person, but I Hate Myselfie by Shane Dawson. I've read this one as well as It Gets Worse. I didn't find them that bad, but at the same time it's not that I wasn't looking under them with like a microscope, but some of the jokes did make me feel uncomfortable reading it, and I only gave it 3 stars because I just didn't really connect to Shane. Like sometimes I did, but a lot of times he was just making fat jokes about himself, so I wasn't able to connect to him, and I just felt like the fat jokes were a little bit insulting even to him, so I picked this one for short stories. But yeah, anyway, I've got the book, so. Okay, next, Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This is on my to-read list, so it's up on my TBR shelf, and I'm going to hopefully read this soon, so yeah, I don't know much else about it. This one I picked for, what did I pick this for? Because it turned into a TV show. Yeah, obviously, and with an E. Yeah, we all know that Netflix show. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I do want to at some point. Next, Game of Thrones, book with 2 maps by George R.R. Martin. As you can see, I've got bookmarks in it. I am preparing to read this soon. Once I finish the first book I'm reading, which is, I'm just reading one of the Tomorrow books, so once this video comes out, I'll hopefully be halfway through this. We'll see. I don't know. I'm scared to read it. Next, Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. This one was chosen for main character is named in the title. I haven't read it yet. I would like to. I got this book in a blind book thing, and I was like, I was going to buy this anyway, so at least I got it now. So that's fun. Next, George Orwell, 1984, which is for pen name. I'm pretty sure George Orwell is a pen name. I don't know what his real name is, but I think it's a pen name. So next, Great Gatsby for mass market paperbacks. Yeah, so it's Penguin, and it's pink for the Pat McGrath Foundation. I've also got Alice in Wonderland in the pink cover as well. If you don't know what the McGrath Foundation is, it's pretty much just about, you know, giving money to breast cancer and giving funding to nurses and stuff like that. Okay, next, Wundersmith for the letter starting and ending in the same letter, because it also has crow at the end, so I'm assuming that will work. And it's by Jessica Townsend. One of my favourite books, for at least of this year, but I think as of all time. It is such a magnificent middle grade fantasy. I love it. Next, Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. This is the third book in the Hunger Games. This is because of, I picked this one because of the 10 letters in the title. I haven't read this since like I first got them in like 2012, and I want to reread them one day. Just realised this is just me being like, I want to reread this one day because I read this, or I haven't read this yet, but I will get to it. That's pretty much my life. Next one is As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. This is a Disney funded story, and it is a twisted tale. It's a retelling of the Beauty and the Beast film. I don't know about the book, but it is definitely a retelling of the movie. Next, Men, Women and Children by Chad Kultgen. This is, I picked this one for 3 More Faces. As you can tell, it's literally covered in faces. And also something I love about this is that this is actually the movie cover, but you wouldn't be able to tell because you can't exactly see, like, the or cartoon. Like, that's Adam Sandler, that's Jennifer Gardner, that's Ansel Elgort, and that's the chick that plays his girlfriend. So, and last but not least is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. This is the first book. I'm hoping to read these next year at some point. I really love the covers. I've watched the movie, I've watched all of the TV series, and I really want to read these because I think it will be a story that I will enjoy. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this tag. Hopefully it wasn't too all over the place, because I'm feeling a bit all over the place because I am hot and sweaty. This is what summer in Australia is like, even though it's not even summer yet. I'm not looking forward to the actual summer. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Give thumbs up, comment, subscribe, leave a comment telling me what was your favourite out of the books that I picked out, and if you didn't like any of the books I picked out, then tell me why you didn't. I would love to see your responses. I'll see you next time, and bye!